Alright, we are counting down the 7 comic book movies that came out this year. I really wanted to get this done, and as you can see, I'm sitting in a chair now instead of on a TV tray. It's a bit more sturdy. So let's start with the Michael Bay's bastardized Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, directed by Jonathan Weissman, and it's just such a terrible movie. When the best part of your movie is the turtles jamming around with their weapons in a freaking elevator, you know your movie's bad. I don't care what everybody else says about this movie. This is a terrible movie. There's no Hamato Yoshi in this universe. Megan Fox as April O'Neil, really? And she's the center of the show. She's the one that defeats the Shredder in the movie. That is so dumb. Everything about the movie was dumb. Splinter's Fu Manchu mustache, and having Tony Shalhoub as the voice. Donatello looking like a Mutant Turtle version of Steve Urkel. And just everything about the Turtles themselves was just done so badly. This is such a terrible movie. Number 6, Amazing Spider-Man 2. It was just such a clusterfuck. Electro didn't really feel totally right. The Rhino looks like a fucking transformer or like something out of the Power Rangers. With that armor. Damn, that armor looks like shit. And then there's the Goblin. The Goblin wasn't much of an improvement from the Goblin we got in the Sam Raimi's first movie. I can see what they're going for, and maybe it'll look better in the next movie, and I don't believe for one bit that Norman Osborn is dead. I definitely believe they're going to bring him back in a future film, if they decide to make the future film, but there's just so much wrong with this movie. I mean, J. Jonah Jameson is not even in this film. He should have been in this movie. And the fact that how they kill off Emma Stone without having any real good build-up for it, or the fact there's no chemistry between Harry Osborn and Peter Parker. It's just not that good of a movie, even though there's great chemistry between Andrew Garfield and Sally Field, and between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. It's just not enough to keep it as that good of a movie, so it ends up as number 6 for me. Number 5 is Sin City 2, A Dame to Kill For, which I thought was a pretty decent movie, and an okay sequel to the first Sin City, even though the first Sin City is awesome. I thought the sequel was pretty good. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is great in the movie. I liked seeing Christopher Lloyd in the movie, and Dennis Haysbert was good at replacement for Michael Clarke Duncan. Marv is excellent in the movie. Mickey Rourke, and Jessica Alba is better in this movie than she was in the first movie. The only problems was seeing Clive Owen and Jamie Chung in roles where the previous actors did much better. But it was still a good movie, and I did like this movie. Number 4 is Big Hero 6, which I ended up seeing twice, and I actually liked it better the second time around. I liked Fredzilla more, I liked Honey Lemon more, and those were the 2 characters that were annoying when I saw it the first time, and I actually didn't find them that annoying the second time around. I actually started to laugh at their quirks, and the only character I didn't like twice around was Wasabi, because he was so cautionary. I just wanted him to be more of a stand-up guy, and he just wasn't that stand-up. I like Go-Go a lot, which is probably the only character that Jamie Chung's ever done well. And Baymax is just great. I love Baymax and Tadashi. Number 3 is the Guardians of the Galaxy. I love Rocket, my favorite character from the movie. Drax the Destroyer is awesome. Gamora is great. Star-Lord. Groot, I am Groot. And Ronan the Accuser was a great villain. Nebula was done pretty well, and it was just an excellent movie. I love the soundtrack. I'm buying the movie soon once it comes out on Blu-ray. Number 2 it was really tough to figure out which movie was going to be number 2, which movie was going to be number 1. Was it going to be X-Men Days of Future Past? Was it going to be Captain America the Winter Soldier? And it ended up being Captain America the Winter Soldier. It just came down to the fact that X-Men Days of Future Past is a better movie. But Captain America the Winter Soldier is such an amazing movie. Chris Evans is awesome again as Captain America. The Winter Soldier was great. Anthony Mackie is awesome as the Falcon. Scarlett Johansson back as Black Widow, she was awesome. Nick Fury was great. Robert Redford was a really good villain, even though he wasn't as intimidating as I hoped he would be. He was very good in the role. I was hoping that he was going to be Baron Zemo underneath. A lot of people were hoping that he was going to be the Red Skull underneath, which that would make sense because Loki had control of the Tesseract during the Avengers, so how could Hydra, hiding underneath S.H.I.E.L.D. as a mask, be able to get Red Skull back when Loki's has control of the Tesseract? That just didn't make sense. So I'm glad they didn't bring Red Skull back in this movie. And it was just a really awesome movie. So finally we get to the best comic book movie of the year, which ends up being X-Men Days of Future Past. And I know I did give Captain America and the Winter Soldier the higher grade in my review. I gave Captain America and the Winter Soldier an A+, and I gave X-Men Days of Future Past an A. And the reason why I gave X-Men Days of Future Past an A, even though I do believe that X-Men Days of Future Past is a better movie, this is that at the time I didn't see X-Men Days of Future Past. I was expecting X-Men Days of Future Past to be not as good as Captain America and Winter Soldier, but it is a better movie when you after watching it a couple times. Just with Quicksilver being so awesome in it, and the futuristic scenes were great. The Sentinels in those scenes were awesome. The Sentinels in the 70s scenes were great. Michael Fassbender is awesome as Magneto. Michael Fassbender and Quicksilver are the two best parts of the movie. James McAvoy is great as Xavier. Wolverine, Hugh Jackman is awesome. And it was just such a good movie. My only problems with the movie was the fact that they didn't really explain how Shadowcat is able to send Wolverine back in time, or how Xavier gets back his body in the future time, and how Wolverine gets back his metal claws. They never really explained those things. But it doesn't matter because everything is fixed at the end of the movie, and X-Men The Last Stand has been erased. As well as maybe parts of X-Men 2 and the Wolverine, which kind of sucks because Wolverine is a good movie in my opinion. But X-Men Origins Wolverine, that's garbage, and it looks like maybe that didn't happen either. Maybe that movie is also erased, or maybe it isn't erased, we don't know. Maybe they might try to redo it. Who knows? I don't know if Hugh Jackman's up to do that again. We'll see. But this has been a pretty good year for comic book movies, and it's going to be even better in the future when we see the Avengers, Age of Ultron, and hopefully the Fantastic Four movie will be good. And I know a lot of people are already writing it off as a terrible movie without even seeing the trailer. Come on. At least wait till the trailer comes out before you make any judgment on it. Hopefully when DC gets their cinematic universe running, maybe they'll be just as good. I mean, in 2016. If anybody's asking why Marvel's kicking DC's ass, it's because DC's allowing their ass to get kicked, in my opinion. Anyway, that's talk for another video someday in the future, eventually. And that's all I gotta say about the comic book movies for this year.